Yo, what's up everybody? And let me tell you, I'm hyped for this one. We're talking Japan in 2025. This isn't just another travel vlog, alright? This is about experiencing a whole different level of awesome. Japan is already off the charts. The food, the culture, the sheer energy. But 2025 is going to be next level. We're talking about a whole new side of Japan most tourists never see. We're diving deep into the Osaka Expo, hitting those hidden cherry blossom spots, finding the best food you've never heard of, and trust me, you haven't. We're hacking the transit system like pros and uncovering the real Japan, the one beyond the guidebooks. Get ready, because if you thought you knew Japan, think again. This is Japan 2025. Are you in? Let's go! Alright, first up, the Osaka Expo. This isn't just some boring trade show, people. This is the biggest thing to hit Japan since the Tokyo Olympics. We're talking cutting-edge tech, mind-blowing pavilions, and experiences you won't find anywhere else. But here's the thing. Most people are just gonna scratch the surface. They'll hit the main attractions, grab a souvenir, and call it a day. Not us. We're going deeper. We're talking about uncovering the hidden gems, the secret events, the stuff they don't put on the brochures. I'm talking about the real Osaka Expo experience. Think immersive art installations, secret speakeasies with crazy cocktails, and pop-up restaurants serving up food so good it'll blow your mind. This is about maximizing every single second, people. Now, the expo's amazing, don't get me wrong, but Osaka itself, that's a whole other adventure waiting to be explored. See, most people, they come for the expo and bounce. Big mistake. Osaka is a city that pulsates with life, a vibrant mix of old and new. Think neon-lit streets, street food that'll make you want to slap your mama in a good way, and a nightlife scene that just won't quit. We're talking about getting lost in the back alleys of Shinkansen, discovering hidden bars where they know you by name after one visit, and stumbling across those local festivals that are pure magic. This isn't about following the guidebook, this is about experiencing the real Osaka, the Osaka that stays with you long after the expo's over. And trust me, it's the kind of experience you'll be bragging about for years to come. Okay, let's talk cherry blossoms. I know, it's like the most Instagram thing ever, but there's a reason for that. Seeing Japan awash in pink is something else, truly magical. But here's the deal. Everyone and their grandma wants that iconic cherry blossom shot. You see the pictures, right? Hordes of people, selfie sticks everywhere, pushing and shoving just to get a glimpse. It's enough to give you a serious case of FOMO, right? You came all this way. You deserve better than that. That's why we're going off the beaten path, my friends. We're gonna find those secret spots, those hidden groves, those places where you can actually breathe and soak it all in. Imagine this. You, a cup of steaming green tea, and a canopy of cherry blossoms all to yourself. Peace, tranquility, Instagram gold. That's what we're talking about. Now, finding these secret spots is only half the battle. The real pro tip? Timing. See, the cherry blossom season is short and sweet, and if you don't time it right, you're gonna miss the whole damn thing. Most tourists, they just show up whenever, hoping for the best. But we're not most tourists, are we? We're gonna use a little insider knowledge to hit those peak bloom times, when the trees are exploding with color. I'm talking about early mornings before the crowds arrive, when the light is just right. I'm talking about secluded temples, hidden gardens, even catching the blossoms falling like snow at night. Magical. This is next-level cherry blossom viewing, people. We're not just chasing blossoms, we're chasing an experience. Alright, Japan, land of the rising sun, home of some seriously mind-blowing ramen. And I'm not talking about the instant stuff you choke down in college. We're going deep, unearthing the soul-satisfying, broth-sipping goodness that most tourists never even hear about. Forget those tourist trap ramen shops with lines around the block. Yeah, they might be Michelin recommended, but trust me, the real gems, they're tucked away, hidden in plain sight. We're talking hole-in-the-wall places, family-run joints where the recipes have been passed down for generations. These places, they don't need fancy marketing or Instagram hype. They let their food speak for itself. And once you've tasted the difference, there's no going back. Get ready to ditch the guidebook and follow your stomach on this wild ramen ride. Sushi. It's practically synonymous with Japan, right? But what if I told you that the conveyor belt sushi experience, while fun, is just scratching the surface? Yeah, I'm talking about diving headfirst into the world of authentic, mind-blowing sushi. We're talking about those tiny, unmarked sushi bars where the chefs are more like artists. They dedicate their lives to sourcing the freshest fish, hand-picking each piece with the precision of a surgeon. These places aren't about the show, they're about the craft. Forget the all-you-can-eat frenzy. Here, it's all about savoring each bite, experiencing the melt-in-your-mouth textures and subtle flavors that elevate sushi to a whole new level. This is next-level sushi, the kind that'll make you rethink everything you thought you knew about raw fish. Okay, picture this. It's after dark in Tokyo, the neon lights are buzzing, and you're craving that perfect after-dinner vibe. Forget those sterile, overpriced hotel bars. We're going local, hitting up the hidden gems known as izakayas. These are Japan's answer to the gastropub, but way cooler. Think dimly lit alleys, boisterous conversations, and an endless menu of small plates that'll blow your mind. We're talking yakitori skewers sizzling on open grills, crispy gyoza steaming hot, and enough sake to fuel a small village. But it's more than just the food. Izakayas are about the atmosphere, the energy, the feeling of being a part of something real. It's about rubbing shoulders with locals, sharing stories over shared plates, and experiencing the heart and soul of Japanese nightlife. All right, let's talk about the holy grail of Japanese cuisine, Wagyu beef. We're not talking about just any Wagyu, though. I'm talking about the legendary, melt-in-your-mouth, life-altering kind that you won't find on any tourist menu. This is where things get next level. We're going off the beaten path, seeking out those hidden restaurants, those family-run farms, where Wagyu is more than just a meal, it's an art form. We're talking about farmers who massage their cows, chefs who whisper to their steaks. Yeah, you heard that right. This is Wagyu elevated to a spiritual experience, the kind of meal that stays with you long after the last bite. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a culinary adventure that'll redefine your definition of delicious. All right, listen up, because this is crucial. Japan's train system, specifically the shinkansen, the bullet train, it's like stepping into the future. Seriously, these things are insanely fast, efficient, and they'll whisk you across the country in the blink of an eye. But, and it's a big but, navigating it can be a real pain, especially if you don't speak Japanese. See, I'm the kind of guy who likes to figure things out on the fly. Dive right in, you know? So, naturally, I thought I could just rock up to the station and figure it out. Big mistake. Huge. There I was, surrounded by signs I couldn't understand, announcements blaring in Japanese, and a million different platforms. It was overwhelming. Trust me, you don't want to be that guy frantically waving his phone around trying to decipher the kanji while your train is about to leave. That's why I'm telling you, download a translation app, study the train lines beforehand, and if all else fails, find a station attendant. They're usually super helpful, even if there's a language barrier. Learn from my mistakes, people. Don't let the shinkansen intimidate you. Embrace the chaos, master the system, and you'll be zipping around Japan like a pro in no time. And believe me, once you've experienced the smooth, silent ride of the shinkansen, you'll never want to travel any other way. Okay, so you've got your shinkansen ticket. You're ready to roll, right? Hold your horses, my friend. We need to talk about the JR Pass. This little piece of plastic can be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on how you use it. Basically, it's a pass that gives you unlimited travel on most JR lines, including the Shinkansen, for a set period. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? Well, here's the catch. The JR Pass is only cost-effective if you're planning on doing a lot of long-distance travel. If you're just hopping between a few cities, it might be cheaper to buy individual tickets. Do the math, crunch the numbers, and figure out what works best for your itinerary. And here's another tip. Activate your JR Pass on the day you plan to use it. It seems obvious, but I've seen people activate it at the airport and then waste precious travel days. Don't be that person. Treat your JR Pass like the golden ticket it is, and you'll be unlocking a whole new level of Japan exploration. So, we've conquered the Shinkansen, we've cracked the JR Pass code, but guess what? Japan's transportation system has even more tricks up its sleeve. Let's talk about the local trains, the subways, the buses. These are the veins and arteries of Japanese cities, and trust me, they can be just as daunting as the Shinkansen, if not more so. But don't worry, I'm here to guide you through the chaos. First things first, get yourself a Pasmo or a Suica card. These are rechargeable IC cards that you can use on pretty much any form of public transport in major cities. It's like having a magic wand that opens the doors to seamless travel. No more fumbling for change, no more deciphering complicated fare charts. Just tap and go. And here's a pro tip. Take advantage of Japan's incredible bus system. Yeah, I know, buses might not sound as glamorous as bullet trains, but they're often the best way to reach those off-the-beaten-path gems, those hidden in plain sight temples and shrines that most tourists never get to see. Plus, they're a great way to experience the rhythm of daily life in Japan. Now, for my final piece of transportation wisdom, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Renting a bicycle in Japan is a game changer. Seriously, it's like unlocking a whole new level of adventure and freedom. You can zip through narrow alleyways, discover hidden cafes, and soak up the scenery at your own pace. But before you hop on a bike and start pedaling like crazy, there are a few things you need to know. First of all, be prepared for a different kind of traffic flow. In Japan, people drive on the left side of the road, and bicycles are no exception. And just like anywhere else, be respectful of pedestrians, obey traffic signals, and don't be afraid to ask for directions if you get lost. Trust me, exploring Japan on two wheels is an experience you won't forget. It's a chance to slow down, breathe in the fresh air, and connect with the country on a more intimate level. So, ditch the tour buses, forget the crowded trains, and embrace the freedom of the open road. Or at least the open bike path. Okay, listen up, because I'm about to drop some serious truth bombs on you. Japan, the land of the rising sun, the home of sushi and samurai, it's even more incredible than you can imagine. But here's the thing, most tourists, they only scratch the surface. They hit up the same crowded temples, the same packed shopping streets, the same Instagram-famous spots. And don't get me wrong, those places are cool, but they're just the tip of the iceberg. What if I told you there's a whole other Japan out there? A Japan of hidden alleyways and secret shrines, of ancient forests and forgotten villages. This is the Japan that most visitors never get to see. The Japan that exists beyond the guidebooks and tourist traps. And trust me, it's worth seeking out. Now, I'm not going to lie, finding these hidden gems takes a little effort. You can't just follow the crowds or rely on your lonely planet. You need to be willing to get off the beaten path, to embrace the unknown, to trust your instincts. But that's part of the adventure, right? So, how do you find these secret spots, these hidden corners of Japan? Well, here's the thing. Sometimes the best discoveries happen when you least expect them. It could be a chance encounter with a local, a wrong turn down a quiet street, or simply following your curiosity. But if you want to increase your chances of stumbling upon something truly special, you need to be proactive. One of the best pieces of advice I can give you is to learn a few basic Japanese phrases. I know, learning a new language can seem daunting, but trust me, even a few words can go a long way. It shows the locals that you're making an effort, that you're genuinely interested in their culture. And who knows, it might even lead to some unexpected conversations and hidden recommendations. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to get lost in translation, to embrace the awkwardness. The more you interact with the locals, the more likely you are to discover those hidden gems that make Japan so special. Here's the thing about exploring secret Japan. It's not always about ticking off a list of must-see attractions. It's about embracing the unexpected, about allowing yourself to get lost in the moment, about discovering the beauty in the everyday. It's about wandering down a quiet street and stumbling upon a tiny ramen shop with the best noodles you've ever tasted. It's about getting caught in a sudden downpour and finding shelter in a traditional tea house, the aroma of roasted green tea filling the air. It's about connecting with the locals, sharing stories and laughter despite the language barrier. These are the experiences that will stay with you long after you've returned home, the memories that will shape your perception of Japan. So, ditch the itinerary, silence your phone, and open yourself up to the possibilities. You never know what wonders await you just around the corner. Look, I'm going to level with you. Exploring secret Japan isn't always easy. There will be times when you feel lost, confused, and maybe even a little frustrated. But that's all part of the adventure. It's in those moments of uncertainty that you truly grow, that you learn to adapt and appreciate the unexpected. Remember, it's not about reaching a destination, it's about the journey itself. It's about immersing yourself in a new culture, challenging your perspectives, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. So embrace the unknown, trust your instincts, and let secret Japan surprise you. You won't regret it. Japan changes you. In 2025, it'll be more magical and more crowded than ever. Will you follow the tour buses or will you live the adventure most visitors never find? Yo, what's up everybody? Did you enjoy the journey? Because we only scratched the surface. Japan is out there waiting to be explored. But here's the deal. You gotta go beyond the surface. Dig deeper, get lost, and discover the real Japan, the one most tourists never see. Comment SAKURA below for my private map of hidden blossom spots. Watch next. I lived in a Japanese capsule hotel for 30 days. Shocking results. Subscribe for part 2, The Dark Side of Japan Tourism.